expect change.
Since its creation in the 1950s, the Chronicles of Narnia has sparked the imagination of children and adults. Originally a 7-book fantasy series written by C.S. Lewis, the world of Narnia can now be entered through the portals of film, stage, games, and even music. The very first Narnia novel, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, began with images: a fawn carrying an umbrella, a queen on a sleigh, a magnificent lion. Lewis denied any intention to create an allegory, but readers and critics quickly associated Narnia with Lewis's Christian beliefs. Before Disney released the first film in 2005, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe had already been made into a BBC film series and animated videos. While C.S. Lewis didn't desire to see his books made into movies, his stepson, Douglas Gresham, recognized the potential for expansion. Long after Lewis' death, a copyright battle between Disney and Warner Brothers broke out, with the Mouse House winning permission to use the books. Since then, Gresham has worked as a producer for all 3 films. He has described his role as safeguarding Narnia, to ensure that everything portrayed looks and feels and is Narnia. Even so, some readers of the books have noted significant departures from the original story.
But I mean, Prince Caspian, it's just totally different.
The tension, it just added so much. And that battle scene?
There is a limit to how much change fans want to see. There appears to be no limit to how much change they can imagine. The Narnia created and debated across thousands of websites seems to know no boundaries. The discourse of fan fiction has even created its own language. Fan stories that introduce one or more new characters are labeled OC, original character. Stories that focus on relationships between established characters are abbreviated SHIP. Slash is a homosexual pairing. Pevincest is a term specific to Narnia fiction, describing the popular trend of matching the Pevensey children romantically.
So when I'm older, I'll understand. I'm older and I think I want to understand.
Crossover fiction is another common element. This type of fan fiction intertwines Narnia with other popular franchises. Some common examples are Harry Potter, Twilight, and Lord of the Rings. RPF stands for real person fiction. Stories which involve Narnian characters with real-life celebrities. In one example, Sarah Palin and Aslan vie for the Republican nomination, in what can only be described as political satire. Palin calls Aslan a flip-flopper. Dead or alive, make up your mind already, while she herself bears a marked resemblance to the White Witch. Unlike writers focused on Harry Potter or Star Wars, fans do not seem to have faced significant legal challenges. Perhaps C.S. Lewis no longer being alive makes it more acceptable to use his work. On the other hand, Disney may be holding back until they establish how far the Narnia film series is going to go. Narnia's metamorphosis from a fairy tale to a Christian allegory to a film and an outlet for fan creativity is an example of the changing dynamics of convergence culture. In the midst of transmedia storytelling, the novel remains a regular bestseller, but new media has changed the way in which audiences access and contribute to the stories. This change in context has moved Narnia from the mind of a single man to involve the imagination of millions, not to mention corporate legal battles. How these conflicting interests, author versus reader, consumer versus the corporate world, will be dealt with remains to be seen.